26-16, Denver Broncos. Go ahead, show it off. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's been.
That's
on
a
display.
crappy shirt. I like your other shirt better.
This is super cute.
Oh, I like it. That is not super cute.
It has a D on
It's not
the
super
sleeve
cute.
right here.
Oh, it does.
An old school D right here.
Okay. In the first half, Denver only allowed 3 points.
Love it.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
They shut down the run. We were talking about it before we went on. So a few of those numbers, by the way. Stephen Ridley had an interesting game, to say the least. 5 for 17. Shane Vereen, 4 for 34. LeGarrette Blount only had 6 yards the entire game. And I was really impressed with Denver's defense.
Absolutely,
I really was.
Yeah.
Without Von Miller, their best defensive player.
Well, we were undefeated without Von Miller.
This is true.
Beginning of the season, anyway.
This is true.
But without Harris and that which we thought was going to be
I thought would be a humongous loss because Champ Bailey's not like 100%. Obviously, he's up there in age along with many other Broncos. But I thought the loss of Chris Harris would be a defining moment in their season.
Yeah.
But the Broncos have been, it's nice that the defense being sort of our Achilles heel, if you will, this whole season. You know, but their defense. So it was nice to have a really good defense.
I mean, that was the most, average I've ever seen the Patriots offense look that first half. I was shocked, and there was no sense of urgency. It didn't seem like at all throughout the first half, even when they were down 20-3.
So what did it seem like to you?
They just seemed very average. It seemed like the receivers couldn't get open, which they couldn't. Tom Brady just didn't. It just didn't seem. He didn't have that fire you see Tom Brady have typically on the sideline. It was weird.
It was weird, and even in the pocket, I know that he's calm, cool, and collected, but he was just, he'd back up, he'd stand.
Well, he's not mobile.
No. I mean, just everything was just
weird,
very relaxed and
even Belichick on the sideline was like very relaxed. Even then, when they got down, they didn't start throwing the ball. They didn't go to a hurry up. They didn't mix anything up, and nothing was working until the fourth quarter.
So look, we're talking about Brady. It wasn't a Brady-esque game. I totally understand that. He didn't even go over 200 yards until they went hurry up and tried to really get some points in the fourth quarter, which they did successfully. But to me personally, he was dealt with a horrible hand this year.
Sure.
Tom Brady
Absolutely.
was. Gronkowski, gone. Aaron Hernandez,
gone.
At one point,
they're not even letting him watch football in prison.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
He is a murderer.
Don't care.
Allegedly.
The injuries that they had, Gronkowski, Isaac Sopawanga, Dante Hightower, Logan Mankins, Kembrell Tompkins was also in there. He was dealt with a horrible hand. He was throwing to Matthew Slater and Austin Collie late in an AFC championship game. And yet they were still in the game a little bit.
I agree. They should have never been there.
Yeah,
what they did was fantastic.
That just shows his greatness.
They overachieved this year with not great personnel is the point I'm making.
Well, and that's what they're saying. Belichick, Coach of the Year, possibly.
Who's saying that?
They. They.
The pundits.
Yes.
Media?
All those people.
Okay.
There was a lot of talk this week pre-game about Belichick and what he managed to do with this team and possible Coach of the Year.
Would you give him Coach of the Year?
I don't know.
No.
Would
you give it
Their
to?
division's weak. I wouldn't give him good.
I still go Bruce Arians.
I go Bruce Arians or
Oh,
I
you've been
go
saying that all
Riverboat
year.
Ron Rivera.
That's another good one.
I mean that
Sure.
the Patriots their division is really weak.
Don't his
And
chances?
he's got Tom Brady.
Everyone keeps saying the AFC is weak, but the Broncos are going to win this Super Bowl.
It's true.
Oh.
Well, I'm saying no.
Jake, the whole time.
I'm not saying the AFC
even being
as a whole.
insufferable. I'm saying the Broncos are. It was so obvious to me that we were going to beat either one of those
There you go.
teams
Seriously?
yesterday. Yeah.
You had no fear
for the first and the fourth quarter in between passes.
You're telling me that you had no fear in your heart at all?
I have no fear in my heart for the Super Bowl. The Broncos
Really?
are going to win the Super Bowl. Yes. They're going to beat the Seahawks.
I going into that game, I think the 49ers would have given the Broncos a better run for their money.
For sure. I was rooting for those
Here's why,
Seahawks.
because the Seahawks can't score with the Broncos if the Broncos can score.
And they have
the Broncos
that 12th
put up
man.
35 points, which is very realistic. The Seahawks can't score that many points.
I don't think they'll score 35.
They could. I mean,
Man, the last two games.
Ready? I'm going to pull a Michael Schur.
Okay.
I will bet you $250 right now that the Broncos do not put up 35.
okay, what about 30? Give me an over-under.
Really?
$30?
$250?
No, 30 points.
You said 35.
Okay, 35.
All right, we'll discuss off air.
We'll discuss.
All right, fine. Peyton Manning, by the way, even though this is why I wish Cenk was here. 'Cause
Why?
I would
because
fucking
he
rile
hates
him up
Peyton
right
Manning.
now.
I think I get to spank him with his championship belt.
Nice.
I think we made a bet.
That's awesome.
That,
I'll be sure
and I'm
to
pretty
not
sure
watch
that I
that.
just won. Oh, not naked.
Okay. Peyton Manning, by the way, 32 of 43, 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. On play action, he was 7 of 7 for 85 yards. He had touchdown passes. Bless you. On third down, by the way, the Broncos were 7 of 13. Peyton Manning, he can't win the big game, right?
Yes, he can.
He can't win the big game.
on.
Not him.
He's going to. This is an epic season.
It is.
This is his year.
You know what? The great thing about yesterday was that the 4 best teams in the NFL played.
I agree.
And I think the 2 best teams, or the best teams from their divisions, are playing in the Super Bowl.